And we're live. Hey everybody, it is Sunday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall plays Red Dead Redemption 2. Sorry we're starting like a minute or so later than the usual 8:02 time, which actually technically still is 8:02. No, it's just we were actually discussing a bunch of fun Japanese horror stuff, especially because we got the final Ring reviews coming this October. I still have to start up the game, and I needed to go and rush and get a drink. Also, I need to go and put on my cowboy hat. That's essential for this. But let me get a few things going here. How y'all doing this evening? Oh, also, joining me this evening, we got Lotus Prince.
Greetings, everyone.
And we got Eliza.
I'm here like always.
Alrighty. Why don't you guys read off the super chat while I set up the screen share and all that jazz?
SKHS Video Production. You're finally caught up, joining in on streams as a PNG tuber and working on Long Box. Did you clone yourself again? Get Linkara back up or what?
Well, trying to get a bunch of stuff going. I mean, and technically, yeah, I don't know if I would call myself a PNG tuber because I feel like I would actually have to do that on the regular to be a PNG tuber. Basically, it's just my way of being in Taka's bar. And once with Mistress Doomstream when she was opening Pokemon cards, which, by the way, sorry about Thursday. We were going to start up our Pokemon Soul Lock. An emergency happened, so we have rescheduled it. We rescheduled it for next Thursday, and we'll start up then. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Because we've been planning on doing it for a while now. It's just things keep happening. She's had surgeries. I've been busy with life. Things just keep happening, people. So, now we're here for Cowboys. Thoughts on the Pokemon Direct? Wow, that was a whole nothing burger.
Well, I did like some of the new Pokemon they introduced.
Yeah, but they could do that with any, like, regular trailer. Like, I feel like Direct should be announced, like, sure, updates for certain projects, maybe the DLC stuff, but, like, I feel like if you're going to have an entire Direct, maybe announce a game.
Also, Benjamin Hall says, time traveler ever?
I was going to say, actually, do we want to try to find the time traveler tonight?
That'd be fun.
Clockwork Soul went to Gen Con this year, so ended up missing last week's stream. Unfortunately, got sick afterwards and recovering smoothly for a while. Last week was eventful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got to have a balloon ride. We went on a daring rescue at a prison yard. I got the Mew. Yep, I got the Mew too. Hey. Let's hope Tombstone can shoot damn Mika finally.
We do need to
Also,
shoot
no
Micah.
spoilers for the Pokemon Direct or anything like that, because I consider, like, new Pokemon reveals to be spoilers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and Arthur got tuberculosis.
Yep. We're dying from consumption.
Yeah, it was consumption, tuberculosis. Are they the same thing?
Yes.
Huh.
Consumption is just the more archaic name for tuberculosis.
I can link the location, some of the hidden parts in the stream chat on Discord if you want. Please do so, because that'll save us a bunch of time.
Yeah, and I also looked up a general text guide to do the time traveler thing.
Excellent. So you know what? Yeah, let's try to find us a time traveler. SK's Video Productions, will you do a post-movie review of Blue Beetle? Don't know.
That movie does look fun, though.
There we go.
Which is something I haven't said about a DC movie in a while.
Yeah, right.
Don't know yet, because, like, I'm still paranoid about COVID. Like, I'm being very choosy about what movies I go to see in theaters for the most part. I still haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm planning on watching that sometime this week, probably on Tuesday.
I haven't seen Barbie. Vega saw Barbie.
I want to see Barbie and
I'm
Oppenheimer.
kind of interested.
Although the movie I'm looking forward to the most that's coming out later is crap, what was the name of that thing again? My brain is fried.
It's all good. What'd you think of She-Hulk? I haven't seen it. I'm still way behind on the MCU shows. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight, and I need to finish it off.
I am not a tech expert. I am probably the one that knows the least about tech here.
Oh, good. I'm wanted dead or alive.
All right, so would you like starting location here?
Sure. Point us in the direction of where we're going.
Okay, now I don't know where this is on the map, but break open your map and look for a place called Strawberry.
Strawberry.
It says there's a cabin northwest of Strawberry.
Northwest of Strawberry. I see Valentine.
Oh, I see it. Far left.
Far left. Oh, there it is. Strawberry.
Down, yeah.
I see it.
Cabin northwest of that.
All right, just northwest, nothing in particular?
A cabin to the northwest of Strawberry. I'm assuming that means it can't be that far out.
All right.
So we gotta go to Strawberry.
We're going to head to Strawberry. We'll go to the general store, restock on supplies. Mr. Redemption, we got us a quest. We got to find us Marty McFly.
Jesse Springer, did you know the clan is in this game? Yes, we did. We've killed some of them.
Yes.
Yeah. KKK.
I wish we had killed
General
more of them.
Racist.
Unfortunately, we haven't had a chance. Unfortunately, we just had, unfortunately, like, they outnumber us sometimes.
Yeah.
Still, we've killed a lot of Confederates, and I feel happy about that. What
bunch
happened to
of
the
Confederates
Nuzlocke? It's a
bunch of
Sollock,
people.
actually, and an emergency happened, so we had to cancel the stream. We were going to try again this Thursday. I'll schedule it for in a couple of days. Otherwise, I'm just working on the Dark Claw review. I mean, it's going to happen. Like I said, we keep planning on it, but it's the problem, like, anyone who's had to ever organize a D&D campaign knows the difficulties of trying to get multiple people together at once. And Doom has her own schedule and her own life, and she does stuff for Taka, too, which involves, like, long, multi-day streams.
I run what is supposed to be a weekly D&D game that has had, in the past, since January, in the past 8 months, we've had 9 sessions. It's supposed to be weekly.
Also, RJO says that the cabin is near Lake Owangela, if I'm saying that right. So I guess it'll be a little more apparent on the map. Or do you have a long way to go?
Oh, there it is.
Owangela. Oh, okay. That's
right,
more
I say
regular.
specifically, no, actually, I'm still going to go to the general store, because we need supplies anyway.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate is literally D&D. It's based on D&D. It uses D&D rules. It's a D&D video game.
Like, yeah, the old Baldur's Gate was like D&D, like 2nd edition or 2.5 or something?
It is Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition modified rules.
Okay.
Take the train there. Well, I feel like you are taking away from the experience of riding across the country, but you know what? Fine. We'll take the stagecoach there. Presumably there's a train station there. Oh my god, why does it take the path away when I try to do this?
In D&D games, I mostly play monks, rangers, and rogues.
Yeah, I'm a rogue. I'm in a D&D campaign of my own. I'm a high charisma rogue. Which is good because I'm a swashbuckler.
I like playing characters that are speedy. I want to be fast. I also will sometimes play barbarians.
Less dead or exhausted horses that way. I mean, you're not wrong.
That's true.
But I think the horse enjoy. But Mr. Redemption likes it.
Yeah, I like being speedy, and I like actually RPing like conversations. Yes, it's very entertaining.
I love the RP aspect of D&D, which is kind of funny because I was taught how to play D&D.
I know you're talking to me, but I'm trying to find a time traveler.
The only problem with RPing like conversations in D&D is that, like, as far as game mechanics go, it really doesn't matter. It's like roll for persuasion. Oh, you passed or you didn't. Jonathan Fuentes says, Lewis, random question. If Comicron 1 could transform, what would be your battle cry for it? Like, Comicron, transform, and whatever.
Comicries. I don't know. I have to think about that.
Let's Comicries, guys.
Comicries, guys! Alright, guys, let's Comicries!
You know what took me forever to learn, by the way, is that, like, I always thought that Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was, like, Ultraman, and it's not. It's
SFS
Gridman, which is why it's 4 S's in the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad name.
Yes. It's literally based off the Japanese series Gridman. We made it Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which then they decided to, when they redid Gridman in Japan as an anime, they added the 4 S's to it, making it so it was referencing both things.
Yeah, but you know what Japan did not add? Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Curry is pretty much retired now. Anyway.
Jesse Springer, I see your super chat, but real world stuff.
Yeah. That's real world.
Yeah, that's real world. Not allowed in the chat, so not reading that off. Sorry. We got cowboy stuff to do. That's the important thing that's going on. Comic-Con, transform and shoot stuff.
The funny thing is, what you're about to do is really not cowboy stuff, but you're doing it while cowboy.
Listen, Back to the Future 3 is a Western, therefore it's cowboy stuff.
Yeah, it legit is. You got me there. Cameron Tive says, Linkara, have you ever liked a popular IP, but not for a lot of the same reasons most other fans of the same IP do? If so, how does one address that?
I feel like I have, but I can't. But I'm trying to remember which ones that refers to. Like which things that I like that other people like for different reasons. I know that there are some of those cases, but it's been a while since I've had to think about them.
Yeah, and like this wasn't asked for me, but like I'm trying to think of stuff like that, but it's not easy.
Does liking Cardcaptor Sakura for the clothes and not for the story count?
I would assume so.
I got mail.
Okay, then that.
Oh, here's one. Even though I saw it before Kamen Rider Ryuki, I like Madoka Magica for the same reason everyone else likes it, but now that I've seen Kamen Rider Ryuki, it's a fascinating, like, adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Oh, I just thought of something interesting. You know the, I'll also mention this after the super chat, SKHS Video Production. Lewis, say Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Super
Perfect.
Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go!
He did it. He said the thing.
But I've been also doing a streamed version of the Power Rangers tabletop game, and there's something really interesting about it. The stats are social, strength, smarts, and
Actually, back first. Let's
speed.
pay off our bounty.
AK4S.
Fair enough.
The stat system for the Power Rangers tabletop game is referencing Gridman.
Ah.
Good stuff.
It's the closest to Valentine. Actually, that's closest to Wangel, which is Strawberry. Flatnick Station, Riggs Station, Wallace Station. Riggs Station is the closest.
Enjoy your trip.
I'm still trying to think of like IPs that I like that everyone else likes, but like for a different reason. But this is not easy.
Oh, I like Subnautica for the cute sea creatures in it. Yes, I think that the creatures in Subnautica are cute.
The only, like, I haven't seen much of the game. The only one I think I've really seen is like the giant monster squid thing. So it's like,
Yeah, I think sea creatures are adorable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Damn, I'm trying to think of other stuff.
I'm that kind of a weird person that like thinks that sea creatures are freaking adorable. I like turtles as well.
I like turtles. Damn. I like picking up JoJo references when I could find them before, like, especially before JoJo became more of a household name in the West.
I've been rewatching Digimon Adventure, the original one from the 90s. There are several JoJo references in it that I did not notice before.
Really?
Yes!
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Japan references JoJo constantly. It's just that no one over here knew what it was for the longest time. So we have literal decades worth of JoJo references that we like didn't realize were a thing. Like even like Monster Hunter. Like when you run away when you're doing your comical panic run, like that's the Joseph Joestar run.
Even some old Pokemon has a few JoJo references.
I've only played Gen 1, so it's been a long time.
I'm talking about the anime.
Oh, the anime. I've only
There
seen
are JoJo references in it.
Did the horse teleport? Yes. That's what makes Mr. Edemption so great. Whoop.
I liked Heathcliff for the Cadillac Cats and for nothing else.
We gotta get you, Lotus, we gotta get you playing other Pokemon games.
Yes.
My thing was, when I was a kid, like, they announced Gold and Silver, and it was like, it's Pokemon, but this time there are 251 instead of 151, and I was like, no, I'm good.
But that gives you more things to collect.
Yeah. Oh, and Moonbeam is saying, I watched the first 2 episodes of JoJo, but I only remember the one had a Savage Garden song. Yeah, that'd be JoJo Part 4.
JoJo is amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, I like to say that I liked JoJo before it was cool in the West, but it was only by a couple years, and I was still, like, an entire lifetime's worth of late by Japanese standards.
And yet my introduction to JoJo is still Diesel.
Yeah, it's good shit. Dark Souls from JoJo references.
New York City!
Aaron Berger says, Hey, Linkara, I wanted to say how much I enjoyed the Back to the Future review. I recently saw the new musical on Broadway and loved it. And then more to come for, like, the message.
Thank you so much. I rewatched the movies in anticipation of the review, and man, they really do hold up so damn well. Although there's one thing that people don't talk about. I don't. Maybe they do talk about it, but I don't see it in my circles. There's a paradox in the third movie.
Yes, there is.
Because of course, like, if the tombstone doesn't exist, then there's no reason for Marty to go back in time and get Doc.
Well, yeah, but he's out of the sync with normal time at that point.
I know, it's part of my yarn ball theory of time travel, but it feels like there should have been more repercussions throughout the timeline for something like that. Like in the first movie, all the changes that Marty made, altered the life around him, but like the people themselves still remained. But like this is a major event. He would not have gone back to 1885 to get Doc if Doc hadn't been killed in 1885.
Well, you know what I find entertaining about Part 3 is that everyone in town has 200 years worth of history of specifically living in that town. No one's ever moved into or out of town except for the one teacher woman who Dr. fell in love with.
Emmett Brown's family moved into town in 1915.
Oh, man, you win this round. Also, Jonathan
Spatio-temporal multiplicity, it's weird.
Yeah, and Jonathan Fuentes says, space is warped and time is bendable.
Should add that to the... Why would I not have that on the soundboard?
Yeah, but regarding, like, how does this time travel work, I figure it's, like, it's like a lesser degree of Bill and Ted, where it's like, fuck it, we just want to write this plot out.
Also, Back to the Future Part 3 is my favorite part of the trilogy.
I'm not sure if it's my favorite, but like I know that some people think it's the black sheep, but I really do like that movie. Like I think they're all like about equally good.
They're all good. They're all good. Some people consider it the weakest because most of it takes place in 1885. So it's like it doesn't feel the first one has the novelty of the entire time travel experience. The second one has all the goofiness of the future, as well as revisiting the first movie and doing all the fun and trying to avoid the plot of the first movie. And the third one it's a Western. Which makes sense when you realize that 2 and 3 are supposed to be one movie that was split.
Yeah, that was particularly noticeable when, in the second movie, Biff is watching, I think it's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or one of the Clint Eastwood movies where he blocks the bullet with, like, a pan on his chest, and he's like, what a genius move! And, like, they never come back to that, but then it's in the third movie.
Yep.
Yep. Also, the Back to the Future video game is amazing. The one that was released, the one that was done by Telltale Games.
Indeed. So people keep saying, because I forgot that was a thing, they're like, why didn't you comment on this? Like, because I forgot that was a thing. That was like, what, 2011, I want to say, when that came out?
2009, actually.
Really, even earlier than that. Jonathan Fuentes, has anyone here played the Telltale Back to the Future game? Yeah, I have not. I don't know about you guys.
I have it on the Wii and on the PS4.
Yeah, I don't have it, or I have not played, but I heard it's good.
I loved it. It's one of my favorite games.
The voice actor that got to do Marty, brilliantly done. Sounds exactly like Michael J. Fox.
And they also have Michael J. Fox in it at one point as well, playing the baby that peed on him in the third movie.
Well, wasn't there like some article like around at the time where like Christopher Lloyd said like this guy is like legitimately convincing like as
Yes.
like Michael J. Fox Marty. Also, Captain Avenger says I heard that Marvel is making Spider-Man Reign 2.
Why?
There's an ad for it that seems to imply that's what they're doing, but they haven't actually like confirmed it. All they've said is the most infamous Spider-Man story is getting a sequel. So like, why would you encourage that? Why on your ad copy would you say this story is hated by people?
Yeah, they've actually released previews that kind of prove that it is a sequel to Reign.
Well, even if it is a sequel to Reign, like, I thought the most infamous Spider-Man story was One More Day.
You know, they don't want to acknowledge that's the case because they want to keep One More Day a thing. Goddamn it, Big Bean, save me! Why did this guy even attack me?
Okay, the Sam and Max Telltale games were pretty sweet. I've only played, like, I've played all of the episodes, but only of the first one. What was it, like Save the World or something?
Something like that. I have played 2 of the Telltale games, Sam & Max games, because I don't think there might be 3 of them. I've only played 2 of them.
Yeah, there are more.
I have played Back to the Future. I've played all the Walking Dead ones.
Yeah, there's at least a couple of those. Couple chats. Daniel Brandt says, it's been a while because my brain was on autopilot, so all I'll ask for now is, are you winning, son?
Getting canned pineapples. I'd say I'm winning.
And Aaron Berger also was wondering if you have plans to play Classic Doom in December for the game's 30th anniversary. If so, can recommend custom maps to play.
God, that's wild.
I don't know about that because like while it's fun to do that, I feel like much like probably less so with Wolfenstein, but like kind of similar to Wolfenstein. If I tried to like I get very bored playing Doom, OG Doom as a marathon thing after a while. However, I have thought about doing Doom Eternal finally and streaming that. I mean, I've played Doom Eternal before, I've beaten it, but like doing it on stream finally.
And Jonathan Fuentes, Lewis, I want to blame you for the fact that every time I see him on the Harley Quinn show, I have to yell, Snowflame!
Yes.
He's the first to see every ugly face that walks through those
good times. Let's get some produce just for Mr. Ed Dempsey.
Has a super chat, but it's like telegraphing something from later in the game, like regarding Micah being a piece of shit.
Well, I mean... It's pretty obvious anytime that Mike is a piece of crap.
Yeah, like, it gets worse. Like, I mean, fair enough.
Classic oatcakes.
Sure.
Classic oatcakes.
Classic oatcakes.
Sure.
Snowflame, the world could not handle a Snowflame comic.
What would it even be? Like I don't want it to become one of those things where, like, that character you like, because they pop in and say something funny, like, gets their own show, like then they lose the novelty.
I'm a Dapper Dan man myself.
Exactly.
Pure snake oil. And they said our gun needed to be fixed up. So probably a gun store in town we can get that done.
Last call. You can always come back tomorrow.
Well, actually I can sell stuff now too, can't I?
Oh, that's cool. You're actually in the store at closing time. That's kind of cool that they have that.
Yep.
Listen, sir, get out.
Unfortunately, the stuff that I can sell is... Oh, actually, there's multiple pages. Never mind. I want to see if I can sell all the various items. We got coffee,
basically, giving
cigars.
Snowflame a comic would be like the same as giving. This is me. I'm a newbie to this franchise. I've only seen like 3 dozen episodes now. It'd be like giving Patrick Star his own show.
Nope, don't sell all. Back.
Hellfire, you look like death.
Wait, doesn't he have his own show?
Yes, that's the reason why I'm saying that.
Okay.
That show is terrible.
Alright, is there a gun salesman? Also, we should probably, God, you look like hell. Yeah, that's what happens when you got consumption.
Of the Patrick Star show, and I'm like this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to watch this one.
Seller, hotel, Actually, a hotel stay would not be a bad idea. FFF Guts. What the hell? Stagecoach
I've basically
information.
been trying to watch all those Nickelodeon shows I skipped from the 90s.
There's a lot of those. You'll have to be more specific.
All the cartoons I skipped from the 90s.
A lot of Nicktoons.
I didn't watch any of the 90s Nicktoons except for one.
Which one did you watch?
What was it called again? It was this one that had like two cartoon characters that presented other cartoons. It was called, like,
Kablam!
oh yeah.
Oh wow, Kablam! That takes me back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kablam, that's what it was. Kablam. Yeah, that's the only one that's the only Nicktoon I watched.
Danny Fenlon says, my least favorite Super Soldier event was Reign of the Secret Empire, where Cyborg Super Soldier took over the world with Nazis. Huh. What does Cyborg Super Soldier mean? Does it mean Cyborg from like the Teen Titans, like as a Super Soldier?
It's basically coming up with lore for the Amalgam Universe. Fans like to do that a lot.
Okay.
Because the Amalgam Universe is basically, let's fuse the Marvel and DC universes together and just be fun with that.
That's what I'm reviewing right now. Let's search the chest. Anything interesting in here, and then we can like take a nap.
SKHS Video Production says Action League Now was ahead of its time.
Yep.
Yeah, it really was.
Melt Man with the power to melt.
But the reason why I didn't watch a lot of the Nickelodeon cartoons in the 90s was because I watched an episode of Ren and Stimpy.
I never really got into that show.
I watch it a lot because I watch the OG Nicktoons, and yeah, especially if you go back to watching it nowadays, a lot of that stuff is gross.
There's one that I've been really loving a lot while I've been watching it, and that is the Wild Thornberries.
Mm-hmm. That happened after my time, so I could not say anything about that.
Tim Curry is amazing in it.
Unsurprising. Get back to our traditional hat.
But back in the 90s, the only thing I really watched on Nickelodeon was the live-action shows on SNCC. You know, like All That, Kenan and Kel, Animorphs, Secret World of Alex Mack.
Who likes orange soda?
I think I saw like part of an
I do.
Kel likes orange soda.
I might have seen like part of one episode of Animorphs.
Oh, I watched Animorphs because I was a huge fan of the books. So
The
yeah,
books were sick as hell. The books were unbelievable.
Poor Animorphs, the problem was it was a book series that did not talk down to kids. Yep. And it was very graphic in its description of what happened when they transformed, with very adult situations happening with like in terms of violence, and then you could not translate all that to the show for kids, and especially the lower budget. So the transformation effects were what they could do at the time, but they were unable to replicate some of the effects work. Literally. The Dracon beams, which were basically the phasers that the Yeerks used, they just made them flashlights. And not even like they painted a flashlight up. No, it's just a flashlight. It turns on. It's a flashlight, and then it does what it's and then it's like, standard issue, old school sci-fi. It doesn't actually create any kind of beam or anything. It just like flashlight.
I'm not sure what'll happen to this.
But like, I had read that it was supposed to depict like the horrors of war, but in a manner that could be like consumed by kids.
Yep, and it did that very, very well, and I'm still upset about the ending because of that. But I get it, but it's still frustrating.
Like
every single character gets PTSD essentially.
Well, that's not the problem. The problem is it ends on a cliffhanger, and with lots of new questions asked. And I get it. I get why K.A. Applegate did that. But narratively, this is not the real world. I would like resolution. Even if the resolution is negative for the characters, that they don't end happily, I need proper resolution.
Yeah, I just remember though, book one, like the very first book in the series, like their assistant principal tells henchmen to kill them and bring back their heads for identification.
Yep.
Yes, Tobias did become a Nothlit. I think around book. Was it in book one or was it later on?
Book 1 or 2.
I think it was book 2. But Tobias becomes a Nothlit,
You'll be clean as a whistle.
Oh yeah, Moonbeam. Didn't one kid turn into a bird forever? Yeah, book
Yeah, that's
one.
Tobias.
Although, yeah, he eventually got the ability to morph again, but his bird was his default form, so he had to choose whether he wanted to wait over 2 hours and stay as a human forever who could not morph, or be able to morph but be a bird.
He also later on learns that the guy that gave them their elfing, or the Andalite that gave them their power to morph, was his dad.
Yeah,
Complicated
that's
stuff,
kinda
but still
dumb.
good stuff. It was great, good stuff, and for an ongoing series, she used a lot of ghostwriters, but like.
In this place,
Just good
I
stuff. And there's like one mysterious book that like has no explanation, where like Jake, the leader of the team, jumps into the future
But
for like 25 years, and like they lost, but it's like a weird, not exactly Yerk dystopia, but it is and it isn't. It's weird, and there's never any explanation for why it is, but it's just a dream or something else. Go look up Paparina's old Animorphs thread that talks about the most disturbing part of each book.
yes, that was a great thread.
Hmm.
Where
And then
like
you-
they like give an ant, like an ant walks on the morph cube and had walked on a human at one point, turns into a human, and then like gains consciousness and like individuality and doesn't know what to do with it, and just screams and screams and screams until like they had to kill it. It's like
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
The Animorphs did not shy away from the body horror and just the general horrors of war and stuff. And it's like you're in a difficult, untenable position to try to translate that into a primetime kids show.
I also
They
like
did- I
yeah,
admire their efforts, and they try to do their own unique thing on it. And that theme song still needs its own full theme. I don't think they ever made like a full 2-minute version of it, but it was. It was a noble effort for what they tried to do, even though it wasn't that great.
I
also
actually
like
still
the,
have a soft spot for it, although it's also one of the first starring roles of the guy who would later go on to go play Iceman in the X-Men films.
I know, right? The instant I saw him in the X-Men movies, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Jake!"
Yeah, same.
But I also like the mention of the Texans in chat. You are not putting that shit in the TV show.
Yep.
But like, I love when you first meet the various aliens where Elfanger's explaining everything. Like the Hork Bajir, they look like movie monsters, but they're really not. They're generally peaceful, and they use their blades to carve off like tree bark and eat it. They're just being made into henchmen.
It was
And then
just
he goes
good
over to the
sci-fi. It was
Texans,
good
these
sci-fi
giant
that
monster
actually gave-
centipedes. Oh, they're just evil. You're like, oh, okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. Applegate did a great job with world building, and all the
Oh, yeah.
species made sense. Sure, the Hork Bajir had that whole. They look like bladed weapons and stuff like that because of all their bodies. No, it's because their evolution. It's designed to cut off tree bark. For them
Oh yeah,
to eat.
that's
It's
what I was saying
wow.
when he was introducing the aliens. Like the Hork Bajir look mean, they're not. They're just being forced into henchmen. But then he goes over to the Texans. Oh, they're just evil.
No, yeah, well, yeah, he's a limited perspective on that. It's not that they're evil; it's that they have a ravenous hunger that they cannot satiate. They can't. It's just like they're like big centipedes who are constantly hungry, and they don't. And they actually, and part of the peace deal in the end of the books is that they are allowed to take on other forms to finally end the hunger.
Also, this says if there's going to be talk about shows for kids where everyone gets PTSD, one Exo Squad, Lieutenant Nara Burns watched her little brother get crushed. Brutal.
The Exo Squad also was another one that was you can get away with a lot of stuff in animated stuff that you can't get away with live action as well.
Yeah.
And that was one that was a little more adult. I didn't watch it at the time, but I know that but SF Debris reviewed several episodes.
Thoughts about Parasite, the anime? No comment. Was Parasite season 2 of Psycho Pass? I saw season 1 of Psycho Pass. That was amazing, but
All right, we're looking
No,
for
Parasite
Kevin.
is its own thing about these things that take over people's bodies, but this one kid managed to stop the thing from taking over his body, so it only took over his hand.
why is
It's
that
weird.
sound familiar? Oh, because I relatively recently, like a month or two ago, played Ghostwire Tokyo, where a guy was trying to possess you and realized that you weren't dead. He was going to take your body, but turns out you were still alive, and he's like, God damn it, so now he's just in you, so he's just kind of your hand.
Oh, Transmutate is probably the most depressing thing in all of Beast Wars.
Just a sad story. But you know what? Sometimes kids need to have some tragedies and sad stories sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why I'm glad that the 92 X-Men series opened with them killing Morph and having Beast not only badly injured, but then arrested.
Yep.
By the way, that had one of my favorite, even though it was like episode 1, it had one of my favorite exchanges in the entire series, where Morph is trying to sneak out of the base and Wolverine confronts him, and he goes, "Weren't you gonna, like, don't tell me you were gonna leave without saying goodbye?" And then Morph points the gun at him and goes, "Goodbye," before he gets ready to fire. It was incredible.
Okay, I'm still conflicted on them bringing back Morph in season 2.
Yeah, I like it because if you're gonna do that, at least have a story out of it, and they made a good story out of it. And then
they did. But I still think that it would have been better if they had waited longer than just doing it in the second season.
I get you, but at least he never fully came back, and when he tried to come back act fully, like, his PTSD, shown, it's like, I'm still not ready for this.
Yeah. Granted, he is going to be returning to the main cast in X-Men 97, so that's going to be interesting.
You know what? I'm down for that, because I'm assuming there's some time has passed between the series, if they're going to do that. All right,
yeah,
so we're near the, was it Owangela Lake, or was it something else?
Near Owangela, yeah.
There. Like, my thing said northwest of Strawberry, but RJO said near Owangela Lake. So look for a cabin.
Because I'm circling the lake and I'm not finding a cabin.
If you're not finding it, then I guess northwest of Strawberry. That's what my text thing says.
It's going to be taking place about, I think they said about 2 years after where the X-Men animated series ended.
Mega Timmy Tommy says, no gruesome cartoon death will match those in TMNT 2012 or Infinity Trail.
Infinity Train.
Take your word. Or Infinity Train, excuse me. I will have to take your word.
Yeah, I've not watched Infinity Train. I really should.
And Danny Fenlon says, kids need body horror. Look at the Powerpuff Girls clone episode.
Oh, yeah. God, that episode.
Oh, boy.
Just thinking of Steven Universe, that episode where he has time displaced duplicates of himself, and they all melt away as the timelines restore, and he sings a song about it, and the other gems are horrified by his description.
The fact that nobody got him freaking therapy at that point, just as
I learned to stay true to myself by watching myself die.
That's a red flag for this kid needs therapy.
Well, to be fair, do the gems I gotta hit the to be fair button.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair.
To be fair, the gems, I don't really think they understand the concept of therapy, or at least they've never had to confront it based off of their society. Something that Vega and I talked about while the show was on the air was why it's so hard for them to confront their feelings over Rose and everything like that is because they live such long lives that for them, it feels like it just happened last week. They live for thousands of years. The idea of something happening only a couple of years ago is probably just the wound is still fresh. All right. Is anyone saying anything about the cabin? Because I circled the lake and didn't have any luck.
Oh, well, I was. It was just visiting a small cabin to the northwest of Strawberry. That's all I got.
To the northwest of Strawberry, which is technically the northwest of Strawberry, a little more west than north.
Let's go a little bit north of the lake.
All right, let's go this right here.
Oh, the finale.
Oh, the finale of Dinosaurs. Oh, dear God, that was depressing.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
What a way to do it.
But yeah, in Steven Universe Future they addressed it later, but that's kind of the point. They're actually maturing and recognizing, hey, maybe all this cartoon stuff that you went through was actually kind of messed up, and I love that they acknowledge that. I don't get why people don't like Future.
By the way, I don't know if you've ever pursued. Real quick, I'll do T Elite's post. I came up with a new Poyo body you can use for Takahata's bar and the like. It basically has a screen to show your face, like Zola. I posted it on the Discord.
That'd be an interesting idea.
But what I was going to say is, Eliza, I know you have Linkara. I don't know if you've ever touched, Drakengard or Nier. You ever touched any of those games?
Nope.
Okay, because, the logic behind Drakengard is it's kind of like a Dynasty Warriors game, except, your character's a piece of shit, your allies are pieces of shit, and, I read Yoko Taro's book that was describing, the basic, the concept for Drakengard, which was there are these video games you play where It's like, you got 100 kills, you got 200 kills. And Yoko Taro was like, in real life, either your character would be horribly, horribly traumatized by events like that, or they would be completely mentally unwell from the beginning. And so that's what Drakengard is.
Or it's addressing, hey, you're actually kind of a monster.
Yeah, you should not be enjoying killing triple digits like they're nothing. Also, the Duke says, I'm not sure what character you're talking about, that thing about his death, but doesn't that character realize the song My Way is the Way to Go? Just ask Cell from DBZ Abridged, LOL. Oh yeah, Cell's exit from DBZ Abridged, that was pretty fantastic.
The funny thing is, in several countries, you actually cannot sing that song in karaoke because it's illegal.
Really?
Because in several Asian countries, people have actually killed each other over how you sing that song.
How you sing it? Alright.
It is insane.
And yeah, the burglar, this sounds like how he gets Spec Up's the line. Yeah, it really was like... I guess it was satire, but it's like a subversion of that whole concept.
Or it's the, there's a thing. I lost it in the chat because like someone brought this up. Let me check this real quick. Something we got Spec Ops. Oh, what's it called? Metal Gear 3, where like you have that sequence. Is 2 or 3? Metal Gear Solid 3, 2 or 3, where you have that ghost section where you encounter all the people you killed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was 3. Yeah, that was The
3.
Sorrow. And
Yes.
what's interesting is that the fewer regular mooks you killed, the fewer you encounter in that sequence.
Which for me, that was kind of boring because there was nothing there for me to encounter.
Yeah, there's just like the pain and maybe the fear. Says, just to let you know, Linkara, it was me that got SF Debris to review Exo Squad. I gave him Season 1 DVD. The rest is on Peacock for free.
Nice.
Iron Horse Comics says, TF Prime, I guess Transformers Prime, had its brutal moments. In the first episode, Starscream kills Cliffjumper by stabbing his hand into CJ's chest. Then Megatron turns him into a zombie with Dark Energon, plus everything RC. And then Fire Tower... Oh, RJO says go east and slightly south, by the way.
I looked that up. I'm trying to...
And Fire Tower V or 5 says, hi everyone, how you doing?
We're doing fine. We're looking for a time traveler.
Yep.
I'm doing better than I was earlier this week.
The fact that I can hitch my horse here implies to me that we are close.
Yeah, like all I have is like I have very non-specific map directions, but just a small cabin.
Alright, I'm not seeing it, so back to Mr. Ed Demption. I'll check the map again, and then you guys can once again give me instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to think about some messed up Transformers stuff. Well, there's something like that in almost every Transformers series, but I was going to mention one from Transformers Animated, where the Cybertronian government actually essentially lobotomized one of their soldiers and turned them into the ship that the Autobots use at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Damn.
And
then later on, Ratchet literally puts the memory core back in to give his friend back his memory that he managed to steal from the Cybertronian archives.
Symbiotic Toxin Linkara, I've officially been on your Discord for a week, and gotta say, nice. Though there'd be more hats. Thought there'd be more hats though as well. Look, I can't provide you guys with the hats. You gotta bring them in.
Oh, Mario says cabin between the dotted paths at Hawk's Eye Creek.
Dotted paths at
Hawk's Eye Creek is to the right of your screen right now.
Okay.
Cabin between the dotted paths?
Okay, there's two dotted paths here.
Paths, yeah. Fair enough.
Implying that it seems to be around here instead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not really... Okay. But yeah, well, speaking of like...
Area between the lake and Strawberry
someone...
on a foothill northeast of the lake, a question mark should appear on the map. Alright, so let's go in this direction.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Omega Supreme. Those people are saying.
That's who it was, Omega Supreme. I couldn't remember his name for a second. And,
Omega Supreme is the one Transformers toy I still have.
Nice.
Danny Fenlon, Transformers, Samurai Jack. As long as it's robots, incredible violence is a-okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding.
Standards
Samurai Jack,
no
like episode like 2 of Samurai Jack, where he's just cutting robots and like the oil is squirting from either half of them like onto his face. And he's covered in black by the end. Like, you know what that was.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you notice when they got on Adult Swim, Samurai Jack was no longer killing robots.
Oh, in the final season, yeah. AJ Drekon says, don't forget that Rampage from Beast Wars was the result of a Maximal experiments to replicate Starscream's immortal spark.
To be fair, as a good guy, I still would want to research immortality and stuff like that too, so I'm not that upset about them trying to research stuff like that.
I am upset about them torturing him.
Okay, yeah, that part's not good, but like...
And
Well,
Emperor
I mean, yes,
Seth,
he was already immortal when they started torturing him, but still.
and Emperor Seth says, I can't remember if I asked this before. Have you ever seen The Tick, the comics or the TV adaptations?
I watched the animated series back in the day. That's why I've read Chairface a few times anytime we talk about the moon.
I have seen every single version of The Tick. I will say this, the Fox TV show is probably the worst version.
The Fox live-action one?
Yes.
Yeah, I only saw a little bit of that, and I wasn't too terribly impressed.
In order for best to work...
what's his face? Is cast as him?
Patrick Warburton.
What was that?
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton is perfect, though.
Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton was the perfect Tick. That is the best thing about that show. But in order of best to worst, the cartoon is the best. Then you have the Amazon Prime show, which is not bad. And then you have the Fox live-action show, which you really only want for Patrick Warburton as the Tick.
Yeah.
Although for some reason they decided to do some renaming of characters, like renaming Deflatormouse to Batmanuel.
Yeah, which is like, you know, it's a clever name, but like it's not the character's name.
It was really weird.
Not sure how verbatim I'm going to read this super chat, but the Duke says, I have a feeling Linkara won't like Samurai Jack's ending, seeing how... explanation. It's not specific about what happens in it, but it
I
alludes
forget about it.
I
I haven't seen a single bit of Samurai Jack.
Okay, here's the thing about Samurai Jack's ending. The final season of the show is not... The final season of the show is not the ending. The game is!
Yeah, that's weak as shit. Also, AJ Drekon says, in a bit of a lighter note, anyone remember that one G1 episode where the Decepticons were over-energized, i.e. drunk on energy?
I still haven't seen all of G1. I'm working on it!
We're back
I've seen
on
like 2 or 3 episodes.
Cybertron! Home of the mechanicals! That was beautiful. I've only seen parts of it, but yeah, that's a good one.
My first Transformers was the movie, and then I watched the season 3.
Daniel Brandt says, a YouTuber by the name of Emperor Kumquat did a Transformers Prime analysis video on the war crimes committed by Autobots. It was interesting.
Every single series of Transformers has many war crimes the Autobots commit, as well as the Maximals. Granted, just because the good guys commit war crimes doesn't mean the bad guys aren't still worse.
I mean, it's very much a World War II situation. Yeah, yes, the good guys did bad stuff too, but it was still, but the Nazis were still the worst ones. There are no all war is a crime. There's no such thing as a good war. There's such thing as a necessary war.
And Optimus Prime actually gives. I have seen some speeches from old Optimus Prime and G1, and he gives a lot of good ones.
All right, so I climbed the mountain, didn't see any sign of the cabin. So it's between. Someone said they said it was like between the dotted lines around Hawkeye Creek. Unless they're referring to some of the other dotted lines. Here's our current location, chat. Try to direct me from here. Like it helps if you say like. Near the H, or near Mount Shan, or stuff like that, or like near the tip of the river here, of the creek.
The line's on the main road.
The line on the main road, so that would be closer to over here.
Actually, wait a second. I think I might have something here.
It's on a Hawks side street.
Yeah, let me see your map really quickly. I think I might have something.
The map's up. I don't know.
Yeah, I see it. Sorry, I'll tab over.
Fire Tower V, whether Autobots or Decepticons are equal in evil.
Okay, so You see that big curvy shape to the left of the river, like the left of your
This right here?
hand icon? Yeah, like kind of like around there, like the upper left portion of that big shape.
So like here?
Like maybe a little down and left.
Here.
Like yeah, maybe like down a little bit.
Here?
Yeah, like maybe there or maybe southwest-ish of that, but like it's in the upper left portion of that shape, it seems.
Upper left portion of that shape. So,
Yeah, like I mean that area is kind of like a spitball. Like you could look around that area, I guess.
west and slightly south. It's actually west. If anyone has like a screenshot they just want to post in the Discord, we'll take that.
Yeah,
Yes!
well, I'll do it right now. I'll put it in voice chat.
Yeah, let me take a look for myself, and I can
There, it's in the voice chat.
try to determine this.
Yeah, like
Dude,
you're
sorry, I didn't
around
even
where I
spoil
There we
it.
go.
said.
I see the. Let me open in browser just so I can.
Yeah,
no,
like
it's
the
not,
picture
it's
isn't very
tiny.
big and
It's
everything.
nice that they don't like have it big so we can zoom in. Okay.
Where's the stranger?
Yeah, I see what you mean. All right. Okay, so it's between. There's the lake right there. There's Strawberry. So.
Also, while waiting, we got a couple of super chats. Fire Tower says, whether Autobots or Decepticons, all are equal in evil.
Oh, I read
No,
that
the
one already.
Decepticons are worse.
They're literally called the Decepticons. John Cena made that joke. And then the Duke says, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil Samurai Jack. I thought everyone here had seen the last season. I mean, I have, but I don't know about everyone else.
I'd say,
Oh, I have as well.
I'd say based on that map, it's more around here.
Yeah, it might be. I like. It's difficult to see when I zoomed in because then it got blurry.
Yeah.
However, I will say the Decepticons are a great example of starting off with a somewhat noble ideal, but then degrading over time.
Well, depending on the continuity.
Yeah, but I'm going with the if you go with the IDW continuity.
So I've been thinking about this sometimes, especially when I think about Transformers. What I would do if I was given a Transformers series, I would do a God, that's not what I'm trying to. Mr. Redemption, you're
In
not helping.
Elden Ring horse navigation.
What I would do, so I would do a series starting off from the Decepticons' perspective with Megatron on and everything like that, where basically, like, they are the good guys. Like, the Autobots are actually an oppressive force that have, like, kowtowed to other species, especially, like, in particular humans, and the Decepticons are, like properly a resistance force against like an oppressive power, and the Decepticon name is given to them as like they're deceivers, they're evil and whatnot, and the Decepticons say, you know what, we're gonna take this with pride and do it, and they are legitimately good guys. They legitimately are the good guys, and the Autobots are just like the ones who are evil. I know that several continuities have done things like that. But I feel like from what I know about them, they still depict the Autobots like still in a positive role. No, I want the Autobots to legit be evil. Like,
oh, they are in Shattered Glass. In Shattered Glass, they are.
Well, yeah, that's the Evil Mirror universe.
We got a couple super chats here. Random number guy says, one apparently universal constant, east or west, the best takes on the greatness of war involve giant robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gundam. And Jesse Springer says, in the manga and some comics, Negation had a male lover named Kiloton that died.
I think they mean Megatron.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's probably autocorrect. Megatron. And then TF Master, okay, TF Master says, yeah, sounds like my kind of fan fiction. But Zach Fett says, when will you update your upcoming reviews board?
When I actually get around to writing the State of the Wall post. The reason why I haven't really done that in a bit is because, for one thing, we're running out of time for stuff before October, and I would reveal the schedule for October in the trailer, unless I can't like I did like last year. But the other thing was that like I couldn't update because we were constantly in flux as I was trying to get back on schedule. Now we're back on schedule, so there will be an update. There will be a State of the Wall post talking about a bunch of stuff, but I haven't had a chance to work on it because I'm working on everything else on the actual like content. But I want to put out another video. September is going to be mostly I think it's pretty much follow-ups to old reviews, like Final US 1, which was supposed to be in July. I had to push that back. The Star Wars, that stuff.
Emperor Seth says, "Did you hear about the Transformer who turns into a little chair? He was an Autobot."
Hey!
Okay, I will say this. My favorite Transformers, in terms of design, is actually one that existed only for like one... Well, they existed out the entire series, but they only transformed once in the entirety of the third series of the Unicron trilogy. Signal Lancer.
What was his deal?
He turned into a traffic light.
Well,
look, I have one job!
But when he transformed into his robot form, the pole that was the part that that hung on his entire body was the traffic light itself, and the pole was his weapon, which was this giant ass spear.
I'm gonna head back to the main road and see if I just like let's sort of wander around a little bit, see if we can find the question mark. I wonder if it's a daytime thing. I wonder if I have to do this during the daylight.
Maybe.
Oh, good. Dawn is hitting, so we're gonna be good anyway.
Fire Tower V. I'll pray you won't overwork your... Also, if I was to do something with Transformers, which by this is something I am doing for my Divergent Path thing, where I basically say, this is an alternate take on what you could do with this.
Fire Tower says, "I'll pray you won't overwork yourself."
I'll be fine.
I'm working on basically a shattered glass version of Beast Wars.
For the maximum.
It's never been done.
Here we go. Let's feed you. You've been very loyal, Mr. Redemption, as I go up and down the mountain. Have some classic oat cakes.
Jesse Springer says, "There was a Decepticon piano in the comic named Tusks." Oh, Chris Ivory.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, what was it, like an elephant piano transformation? That'd be rough as hell.
There's a fan-made 3D printed transformer that's a piano. I really want to print that and make that at some point. I found
How
the
big
Thingiverse.
was the Autobot that if they were traffic light? Their main body was like the size of a the mini-cons, like Bumblebee was in G1.
Yeah, I was gonna say like an actual traffic light is about the size of an adult person.
Yeah. He was basically about the size
says,
of the mini-bots like from G1, like, Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee, compared to the other Transformers.
And Daniel Brandt says,
I think I found a cabin.
"Excellent." And Daniel Brandt says, "In the first IDW Transformers comic series, the Decepticons started out as a fight club founded by angry working-class Joes, co-opted by Megatron."
And Alex Zaverinsky, no, they didn't actually do Beast Wars as a Shattered Glass. They had a cameo of the Beast Wars characters in a Shattered Glass story. That's not the same thing.
Oh, do you have to wait for the day after all? At least you found the cabin.
Yep. Well, I reckon I'm just gonna wait around here, I guess. Yeah, still we found it, which is the important thing. Alright, Fruity Groovy and Danny Fenlon, we will get your super chats in a minute.
Make it
I actually have...
free idea, Muppet and Transformers movie.
Time for some canned corned beef.
What would Gonzo transform into?
Make it Timmy Tommy, free idea, Muppets and Transformers movie.
Oh, Danny Fenlon says, "Someone made a custom Megatron Transformer figure, the Decepticon who becomes a canoe."
Nice.
Also, yeah, someone's asking, can you set up camp?
I have no idea how to set up camp. I can certainly try. Like, it's from the tab menu. Items. Ah, here we go. Crafting, campfire. And now we play the waiting game.
The waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry. Where's that from? The Simpsons?
Yep. Specifically, it was the, whatchamacallit episode. The Potent Miracle Tonic. Might as well make that.
Mario.
It's from the Mr. Plow episode.
Okay.
Mario. Been a while since I played the mission, so apologies if I'm a bit rusty on directions. I have to find maps online.
Yeah, I'm relatable.
It's all good. We're just trying to make these things work, and you know, sometimes, like, even the map that that Lotus Prince gave me, it's not like high def, so I can't like zoom in to find exact spots.
Yeah.
All right, the burglar. We will get your super chat whenever you post it. What do we got? Horse care. I don't have a lot of crap. I don't have.
Fruity
Nothing
Groovy
is craftable
says-
right now.
Fruity Groovy says there's a transformer that turns into an electric/torture chair on a team with a sniper rifle, the smelting pool, a giant grinder/blender, and a Megatron fanboy. It was the Decepticon Justice Division.
Lovely.
I don't. Okay. Is that real? And the burglar says, waiting for a time traveler. Are they gone yet? Are they here yet?
Are they when?
All right, we waited until morning. I'm taking down camp. And now we are in the area of the cabin. We were in the area of the cabin. They frickin' moved me.
Nice.
Oh, joy.
They moved me all the way. Well, it's morning now, so we should at least be able to run into them, hopefully.
Sure, sure.
I should have left a marker on the map before I set up camp, but I thought I would set up the camp outside the damn thing.
Yeah, what a shock to, like, not think to put a marker up, like, where you are currently at. Zach Fett says there's a live-action/CGI kids show that played on UPN on weekday mornings. Anyone know what it was called?
Oh, wait, are you talking about vampires?
I don't
Here's
Don't
the
look at
camp.
me.
I know, I've heard of vampires. I've never actually watched it. As for live action shows, I never watched UPN morning stuff. I didn't even realize they had a kids block.
Yes, they did. I watched the UPN Kids block so much. I didn't watch Nickelodeon, but I watched UPN.
Yeah, the game does that. It moves you to a suitable area to camp.
Yeah, why not just say this area is not suitable for a camp? Anyway, I passed the cabin, but no question mark is showing up on the map, so I'm just like going
I
around.
don't
Whoop,
freaking know.
there was a blip.
Fire
probably just
Tower
a
says,
random event, but
Well, Fire Tower says, did anyone tell you Ghost Starscream once possessed a robot schoolgirl? What? And got laughed at because she didn't pull up her undergarments? What?
manga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Transformers
Why would you
manga
build a
can
robot
be really,
schoolgirl?
really
Weird.
yeesh. A random event happening over here, so I might as well just go investigate that as we still try to find the damn time traveler.
Also, Eliza Zachfest says no, it was sci-fi based, I think.
Oh, I know when they're talking about it. Like, give me a second to think. Like I said, I watched a lot of UPN, and UPN actually had several live-action CGI hybrid shows.
Is this the guy?
What do you say about upping the ante this time? Make it interesting.
I'm feeling good too.
Ha! Okay, my friend, let's do it. Just like
Granted, the thing that got me to start watching UPN was things like,
just draw your gun and aim when you're ready.
they had Sonic on there.
Well, this isn't the thing, but I guess this is an event.
Ah, yes! Maldito!
You just got lucky. Beginner's luck.
Makes you feel better, sure.
That was damn pathetic. How about another round, huh? Race stakes. Come on.
I'm
Could win
alright.
real big. Well, I owe you for beating me. So, come get your win. Here it is, okay? Man of my word.
I will take that $10.
Appreciate it.
Well, I have a feeling he's going to try to start shooting at you as soon as you walk
Watch out
away.
next time.
Nah, I've encountered this guy before. It's just a little
This
mini
guy's
game.
legit. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Good for this guy.
What I'm trying to find, I need to maintain the weapon, but like the instructions are not clear. The more important thing is we still got to find the time traveler. That's why we're out here, people. We're looking for Doctor Who.
Dude is getting outshot by a guy dying of TV. He'll never live it down. Megatemi Tommy says, didn't Vampires have Gary Oldman in it? And if you think Ghost Schoolgirl Starscream is weird, there's a Spider-Man manga where Doc Ock gets isekai'd into a Japanese schoolgirl's body.
Yep, I know about that one too.
Oh no, your horse is critically injured.
Mr. Redemption, no!
Do you have a horse reviver?
I do!
Oh, thank God. That could have been real bad. Hello there,
Jay Ruler will
D-Ruler.
get your super chat when you put the message in. Also, thanks for your first super chat.
Mr. Redemption, you're all right.
You ain't seen nothing.
I hate that it won't let me like feed him while we're on an incline.
Yeah, on an incline.
Like, I need to lead him to the road in order to actually like feed him and brush him and stuff.
Jay Ruler says, Linkara, I loved your Back to the Future episode review a lot. As such, I went to my local comic shop and picked out 4 from IDW. Any plans to do more Back to the Future in the future?
First of all, thank you so much. I don't have any immediate plans because that was a Patreon-sponsored review. But yeah, I wouldn't be against doing more in the future. Eat some classic oat cakes. There you go. You just reinflate your horse? Well, yeah. How are you supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Where are you, time traveler? It's daylight. We went to the cabin. Like, do I have to go into the cabin now that it's daylight?
I think so. Maybe.
I don't even know.
Yeah, memes have been sticking around a lot longer. The Morbius meme is still sticking around.
Who takes bets when you're on even ground?
Remember when memes used to die rather quickly, and now they're just sticking around?
Well, we need to find funnier stuff to replace it. Does anyone have any instructions for us? I mean, Lotus, what does it say? Are we just waiting on the question mark to appear?
I don't know. I'll see if I can find something better, but like that first thing I looked up literally says you could start the mission by visiting a small cabin to the northwest of Strawberry. There you'll meet a curious fellow.
All right. Well, I'll go into the cabin I'll try to go into the cabin this time and see if he's like awake.
Yeah. And Timmy Tommy says, "Oh, I see no evidence that Gary Oldman was in Vampires. I may have misremembered."
Yeah, I don't remember Gary Oldman being in Vampires, and I remember watching that show quite a bit.
We still can't get in. I'll see if I can find a better way of doing this.
Consarned son of a biscuit! Well, this is the wrong cabin.
But that'd be amazing. It says Oangela Lake is right next to Sinclair's house, but like, can I see where you are on the map?
I'm right here. This
All right,
is Oangela.
One second.
Yeah, you look like you're about in the right place. What the hell?
Look around. I'm looking around now.
Let me see where to find the rock carvings. To start,
are you in the outhouse?
It says to the northeast of Lake Oangela, northeast of Strawberry. Yeah, you're about there. It just says talk to the guy.
Wrong
like, is he just not here or what?
The wrong cabin. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Oh,
If that is
I think we're in the
cabin,
wrong
amazing.
place. I think we are in the wrong place.
Yeah, RJO says strange. He normally sits on the porch. Wonder why it's not triggering. Yeah, I don't know what this is then. Because, like, how many cabins are here? Like, you look like you're in the right place.
Maybe the event is time-based?
Oh.
Putting a marker on the map right here.
Otherwise, I have better maps for where you're going to need to look for, like, the MacGuffins he wants you to find.
1 second. I'm going to see how to,
Trying to add marker.
Yeah, it just says to kick off the quest chain for these things. Go to this guy's secluded cabin in West Elizabeth. You'll find it in the place you seem to have found it. And then talk to him. I don't know why he's not here.
Where the hell are you, old man?
Alex says maybe it's because you're at endgame and side quests can't be done until the epilogue. If that's true, then that seems pretty weak because we clearly have downtime right now.
I would hate to think we've wasted the first hour on a time travel. Oh, I found an animal carcass.
Hooray.
1 second.
Jesse Springer says it has something to do with geology for beginners. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's what you're going to be doing with the quest, is finding these rock carvings.
Animal carcass right here that we can pick up, apparently. Oh, it's a snake.
Okay.
Trampled it.
Snakes are cool, though.
Yeah, but they can also bite us. Alright, well, if we can't do it, then I guess we have to go do the quest.
Oh! You can't start it if you have a bounty.
That's the reason.
I checked that we have no bounties to pay off.
Okay, so we don't have a bounty.
Well, didn't you start Dead or Alive?
Yeah, yes, I was wanted dead or alive, but like, I did not see any way of ending that. I mean, it's possible that there's something that I can't just pay off, but like if that's the case, fine. We'll figure out some way of fixing that. But like, I don't know how to do that if we don't have access to it. There's a bounty for breaking John out. Okay, where can I pay that off to end that bounty?
Pain in the ass. Yeah, it must be a story-based bounty. They say. All right.
There's a stranger up there, but let's go advance the story and see if there's some way we can end this.
Unreal.
I was basically this entire time just reading it while we were looking for the captain reading, see if there's any explanation for why we can't do it.
Consarned son of a biscuit.
And I was reading through and I found something that says, remember, you cannot start this quest if you have a bounty.
Alright, well, we will go and take care of story stuff, and we'll see if we can... Maybe it's location based. Like I can't pay off a bounty that's like on the other side of the continent or the state or whatever. So we'll head back. We'll head back to the city. Try to find a place we can pay off our bounty.
Damn you, time traveler!
Damn you, time traveler! It's
Yeah,
the Old West. You're gonna run into outlaws.
You can't buy this one off because it's part of the end game. Unbelievable.
Do the ghost train in the meantime. Okay, we can try the ghost train.
Alright,
Okay.
you know what? I'll see if I can't look that up then.
Pretty spooky, huh, folks?
Yeah, this sounds way too spooky for me. So let me see what we're doing here. Go to the northwest part of Lemoyne, right next to the Lemoyne sign.
Lemoyne.
Oh, it's giant letters on the lower right of the map. They're huge.
Oh, I see him.
Ah, that's where we're in red. Alright, where did he say to go in Lemoyne?
The northwest of it, right by the Lemoyne sign.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I mean, that is decently specific.
Yeah, this is Bounty 6 for the remainder of Chapter 6. Okay, so we can't do the Time Traveler yet.
Alright. But yeah, northwest of Lemoyne, by the Lemoyne sign, and you ought to be near train tracks at that point. Ride up and down the rails at that area at around 3 a.m.
You know, if we're going to go deal with a ghost train, I know a guy who can suplex one.
Yeah, even the thing I'm checking mentioned that. I love that you can just do that. And chat's mentioning it as well.
Alright, we'll do the ghost train in a bit here, but I need to get back to Lemoyne. So I need to get to the, whatchamacallit, the, train station.
Final Fantasy VI was the first Final Fantasy game well, what made me finally like Final Fantasy games, because I played the original Final Fantasy game on the NES, and I hated it.
Stagecoach.
Yeah, it's not great.
Post office. Where did we get... We rode a train into town. Wallace Station. It was,
Well,
Ring
I was
Station.
going to the post office to see if you could pay the bounty, but Mario was saying it's story-based, you might not be able to pay it.
Yeah, it's a story-based one, so I can't pay it off, unfortunately.
Boo.
Ghost Train doesn't require me to not have a bounty, right?
I don't know.
Let me check.
Hopefully
I will
not.
check.
But my first Final Fantasy was probably Mystic Quest, and I saw my friend play a little bit of 6, but like I played on an emulator 5. This was before it was officially released, like on GBA.
It doesn't look like you need. It doesn't look like it looks like you can do it with a bounty. It doesn't look like you have to have a bounty gone for it.
Alright, trying to figure out exactly where the Lemoyne sign is, because Lemoyne is a big area, I'm not sure where that sign is supposed to be.
Benjamin Hall says, "I'll be your time traveler."
You could be my Huckleberry anytime.
Exactly.
Northwest region of Lemoyne in the middle of Scarlet Meadows.
Middle of Scarlet
Okay.
Meadows. Alright, keep that in mind. I gotta take the train back that way. And we'll try to find it once we're actually closer.
And appropriately enough, you're going to be wanting to be near train tracks anyway.
Exactly. So it all works out.
Here's the order in which I've played every single Final Fantasy game. First, I played Final Fantasy 1, hated it. Then I played Final Fantasy 6, loved it. Then I played Final Fantasy 4, loved it. Then I played Final Fantasy 5, which I emulated.
Yeah, I played
Then
like
I played-
1, 5, and Crystal Chronicles, and I hated Crystal Chronicles.
And then I played Final Fantasy 8, which I played because one of my friends locked me in his closet with the game and told me to draw all this magic from every single enemy, and he wouldn't let me out of the closet or give me food until I had done that.
What are you talking about?
I think
My
I
friends
would
were
never talk to
assholes.
that person again. I watched my friend play through like just about all of 8, so that was my experience with that.
It's also the reason why I'm not a big fan of 8.
Hello there and welcome.
Alright, train tickets. Which way are we going? We going back to St. Denis, or was there something closer? Let me check the map.
Oh, by the
And
way,
yeah, Crystal Chronicles is a lot better with friends.
I was playing it with friends. Did not like it.
Roads, I think we'll do it.
Oh, by the way, just for your information, Lewis, this is not a quest. It's just a thing to see.
That's fine. I figured it wasn't a quest exactly. I mean, I don't think the time traveler is really a quest.
The time traveler thing is a quest.
And then I played 7, and I loved 7. And then I played 9, and that became my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time.
You can ride my TARDIS anytime.
I will say, FF8 has a really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, but it's nowhere near as good as Final Fantasy X-2 soundtrack.
I saw a little bit of that in college, but I don't remember it so well. I know that I remember that opening like J-pop song was pretty catchy. It was in like the trailers.
Yeah, I kind of stole that song and used it in a RPG Maker game I made in college.
UFO location is by one of the side quests, the Albert Mason one by Emerald Ranch, to be precise. We'll do the UFO later. Let's do Ghost Train, then we'll get back to doing story, just so we can resolve it and do Time Traveler.
Also, did you know that Bon Jovi was connected to one of the Crystal Chronicles games?
Nope, but hey, New Jersey represent.
Because Bon Jovi did the theme song for one of the Crystal Chronicles games.
That's absurd.
Yeah!
Stranger rat there, but we're not worried about that. All right. We're back in Lemoyne. Where is
That's
Lemoyne's sign?
Where the sign is.
It is near a place called
Yeah, would you
What
say
is it called
Scarlet
again?
Meadows?
Scarlet Meadows.
Scarlet
So that's where I
Meadows.
indicated. Scarlet Meadows is coming right off of the L of Lemoyne.
Of the L of Lemoyne.
Yeah, see it's going down, SCAR, down, diagonally to the right.
in the
Scarlet.
direct middle.
No,
Okay,
you,
so it's all.
you literally trace your hand over. Yeah, there it is.
All right, so which part of that exactly? Just here?
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I
by
think it's
the
supposed
L,
to be right
just
around where
northwest by
the
the
L
sign.
and the Scarlet start.
All
Yeah.
right.
And just look for train tracks around there and just kind of ride up and down them around 3 a.m. And if your horse starts getting nervous, that means it's about to show up.
Excellent. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
However, the really funny thing about that is that Crystal Chronicles games only has the Bon Jovi song in the game in Japan, and it was only used in the commercials in America.
Oh, yeah, and RJ, I was pointing out the time traveler quest takes a while because you have to find a bunch of carvings all over the map. I do have map locations for them, but yeah, you'll be just doing that for a while.
And that's fine. It's just like, I'm sorry we wasted an hour for something we couldn't do yet.
And that's fair. We were vibing the whole time.
Yeah.
Stay back from the wagon, sir. Transport's involved, right? Yeah.
I like Bon Jovi a lot.
He was in, I think he was the protagonist of Vampires Los Muertos, which is just funny to me.
Yes, I've actually seen that movie.
I started watching that movie. I don't think I ever actually finished it because it was like on TV at the time.
He was also in a movie called, I think it was called like Pucked or something like that.
That one I don't know.
But yeah.
Speaks Too Soon says, just got back from a con. First time going to one as a guest instead of just for fun.
Nice.
Welcome back and
Congrats.
congratulations.
Hopefully your first time as a guest went better than my first time as a guest back in 2008.
Ugh.
My first time as a guest was a few years ago at MagFest, where I basically just played a video. In retrospect, I think I should have had the raw clips ready and opened them like piecemeal and discussed each one.
For me, literally there were so many tech problems during my first panel at a convention.
It sucks. I do remember, I don't know what your problem was, but I do remember going to a panel once where they had their information they were going to show on PowerPoint or whatever it was like via a website or somehow online, and there was a connection problem, and that's it, you're fucked. Like, that's why you download your stuff to like a USB or whatever and have it like locally.
Yeah, I would never. I don't keep anything on the cloud that I need to have permanently, or like.
Yeah, like the cloud's a safe location, but if you don't get signal, you don't get signal.
Yeah. For me,
And
it's because there was something
I
wrong
did
with the...
know that Los Muertos was a bad spin-off of the first Vampires movie. That's why I wanted to watch it, but like I couldn't get into it.
Where are the train tracks? So I think these are the train tracks right here. I'm not seeing the Lemoyne sign, unfortunately.
I don't know if it means that or literally just the Lemoyne like on the map itself. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
but just look for train
possible.
tracks, I guess.
Yeah, certainly possible. I'm going to the train tracks at least, so because that'll be an easy identifier.
Yeah, and then just hang around them at 3 a.m. and see what happens.
Not now, Mika. I'm hunting ghost trains.
Los Muertos is a sequel? Are you kidding me? SKHS Video Production says the cloud is always a bad option for an event. Yeah, it's good for, like, your computer. It's bad for an event.
Yeah, it's also bad if the convention doesn't check their cords to make sure that they are all functional.
You know what? That would be a problem.
Because that was my problem. Literally, the cord that they that they gave me to use for connect my laptop to their projectors didn't work correctly. I had to keep fiddling with it to get it to work.
Tracks. I don't know what that line is, but that is not a train track. This is the train
Which being since I was doing a panel on how to write characters that required me to put up the PowerPoint that I had to showcase my points was not fun.
This is why I tend to bring a lot of my own tech with me, unless it's something like, big.
Yeah, but this was 2008, and I did not have a lot of tech.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Linkara, may I see your map, please, for a moment? I think I have a more proper location.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you're just about there, actually. Where I see it marked is southeast of where you had marked it, like where it forms an X.
Like around here?
Oh, the next X?
This one?
No, southeast.
This one
Like,
right
by
there,
the wolf.
the wolf.
Yeah, like there. Yeah. Hopefully that's it.
All right. If that's where the sign is, great. Otherwise, we'll just follow the train tracks in the general direction and try to find the ghost train.
Yeah, it says along the tracks running between Lemoyne and New Hanover. It's along the tracks just south of the Lemoyne-New Hanover border.
Lemoyne, New Hanover.
Also, apparently this is not the only ghost in the game. It looks like there's one more ghost elsewhere.
That's New Hanover. This is Lemoyne, so it feels like...
Yeah, the tracks running between the two.
I feel like this should be that one, then. But, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, that's where it was marked on my thing anyway, so hopefully that does it.
Let's presume the markers are correct.
Yeah, I'm hoping they are.
And then later at that same convention, I actually, my first time as a guest at a convention, I hosted 5 panels. Granted, one of them was just they wanted to have a bunch of people, just all their guests, as many as they could put together in a single panel, doing a drunk panel.
I see no sign for Lemoyne, but we are here.
Well, you're at the tracks. You could just like camp until like I don't know, like can you pick an hour? But like hang out around 3. Just run up and down the tracks at 3.
That's the plan.
Also,
So-
by the way, one other ghost mentioned, it just says out in the bayou late at night, like if it's foggy between 9 and 3.
Alright, let's sleep until night.
tombstone. Come at me, train. Come at me.
Yeah, right. I'm waiting for you.
You think you're some kind of?
Oh yeah, Iron Horse. Yeah, that was the one I just mentioned. Yeah, just on the bio. He like goes to one of the swamp and saying the same thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all the people that were on the drunk panel with me. I know there was a few voice actors.
All right. So, which direction am I going in for the train tracks?
It just says go up and down the tracks.
So it doesn't matter which direction, then.
I
Hopefully.
don't think so. Just pace back and forth until hopefully it shows up around 3-ish.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Jerry Jewell was on the drunk panel with me.
The time is
Let me see if I can do
coming
any
up
better
on
than
1
that.
a.m. Okay, so yeah, let's just
Yeah,
go
it's
to the
only
train
1,
tracks.
but yeah, it just says late at night. Like one guide I checked says 3, another one says late at night. So who knows? Maybe you'll find it anyway. But it says along the tracks running between Lemoyne and New Hanover.
Now let's go on the tracks.
Yep. Why not, right? What else are you gonna do?
Yep.
But if your horse starts getting audibly and I guess visibly nervous, then good. Oh, Iron Horse says there's the sign to your left. You just passed it, so I guess you're in about the right area.
Okay, good. Totally did not see it.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't looking for it.
Time is past 1.
Speaks
Speaks too soon.
soon.
Night train to Mundo Fine.
I'm glad you covered that one because I would have mispronounced it.
Night train to the end. Running hard and running fast. Hope my future and away from my past. Something, something, devil's last. Night train to the
Iron Horse says the
end.
train comes from the other way, as I recall.
It's from the other way.
You actually
It comes from the other way. We'll find out.
I want to see it coming at me. I'm assuming it's not going to run me over since it's a ghost train.
Yeah, I doubt it will. And apparently, like, you could follow it, but, like, just to see it.
We got to rob the ghost train.
Give me all your ghost money. That was actually one thing that was really cool about the video game Fear Effect, which was taking into account some Chinese mythology. There's one part where you enter the spirit world on the land of the dead, and in order to get like weapons and stuff like that, you had to like burn paper models of them, I think,
There's a Lemoyne sign.
for them to be like sent to the spirit world.
Finally found the Lemoyne sign. Where is that on the map? It is right here. Yeah, they were right. That is the intersection which has it.
Well, good.
All right, we got
Hopefully
about an
that makes
hour
it up.
to find our ghost train.
And Mara says you should hear it coming by its whistle. Good. Fire Tower says, if you get a chance to get a reptile pet, what kind?
turtle. I've had a pet turtle before. They're nice.
I would think like a lizard or a snake, I think. It's just that I wouldn't like feeding them because they eat small animals.
Some turtles are herbivores. Some are omnivores.
I remember turtles are like safer in that sense. I think my sister-in-law used to have a gecko. That thing was pretty great.
One of my uncles once had a pet snapping turtle, and I hated it. That's the only
The
turtle I
snapping
ever
turtles are
hated.
terrifying. Have you ever seen that really brief YouTube video of someone holding out like a watermelon to it and it just chomps through it in one bite?
Yep.
Yep.
Like
It
it's
wasn't just a
nothing?
normal
Oh,
snapping turtle either. It was an alligator snapping turtle. Which, if you don't know what an alligator snapping turtle is, those are the ones with big ass mouths.
yeah.
Mr. Redemption seems to be getting nervous because he's not following my instructions very well.
The ghost train is really popular in the USA. United Spectres of America. Oh no. Do you think Lenny's riding the ghost train? Oh no.
Lenny!
Lenny!
Why you do this, Sayef?
All right, we're past 3 o'clock.
Wait, Iron Horse says good. That means the ghost train is coming. What does? Did you hear something?
that I was having difficulty controlling. Mr. Redemption did not want to move.
Oh, if that's the case, then you might be in good shape. Hopefully. Beware the ghost train's evil toot. Oh no.
Hopefully there isn't a range for when it appears.
Now.
Yeah, it did say ride back and forth. Like, I don't know how far you have to go before you're like out of its area.
It's getting foggy.
It has a deep toot. I really appreciate that multiple people in chat are calling it a toot. It just cracks me up.
I think that is a technical term.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's just such a silly thing. Hopefully this thing shows up.
If it doesn't, we'll move on to Mika and we'll try again at another time.
Yeah. Oh, and have we seen Spider-Man Lotus? I have not.
I have not either.
I
only heard about it. I only heard about it the other day. I have no idea what the hell it's about or anything.
Oh, that was. I don't. I know they were asking if I seen these Spider-Man. Okay. There's something called Spider-Man Lotus?
Yeah, I think it's like a fan film that had like a 100K budget.
Oh,
there it is!
There it is! Ghost Train!
Oh my god!
Ah!
There it is.
Oh, it's glorious!
Beautiful!
That's the spookiest train I ever did see.
But wait, we did forgot to suplex it.
Oh,
yeah, you didn't
well,
even try
gotta
to
wait again
suplex.
another night.
You come back tomorrow and get the suplex.
Alright, that was
we
fun.
did it,
At least we accomplished one of the fun things we wanted to do today.
Yeah, so that Ghost Train exists. They
Evil
put it in the
Polar
game.
Express.
And again, you can go to the bayou and possibly see a ghost of Agnes from 9 to 3 on a foggy night.
Thomas the Ghost Train.
The last fan film I think I watched was, well, unless you count Power Rangers Unworthy, which I am loving that.
That one scene from Ghostbusters 2. It totally was.
Yep.
You just screamed while it went through you.
Did you pick up the registration on the locomotive? Sorry.
And it
I missed
goes
it.
riding in the sky. That was like Blues Brothers 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have a Ghost Rider who rides a train?
There should be a Ghost Rider that rides. I want there to be like an 18th century Ghost Rider who's a train conductor.
Yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. Ghost Rider, the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, A Spirit of Vengeance is freaking great. He uses his ability and turns one of those giant ass cranes into his vehicle.
Yes.
Wasn't there some panel that featured Ghost Riders of various eras, and one of them had the old-timey bikes with the giant front wheel?
Yes.
So, GRK Pectus, Griff Pectus, says, have you read the pre-crisis Earth 2 Batman saga? Very underrated, one of the best pre-crisis Batman stories ever told. He was allowed to evolve.
I only know some scant details. I have not actually seen. I've not read it myself. Sorry.
I want a Ghost Rider on a train. I want a Ghost Rider on a plane.
I don't want to go to Sam I Am.
Trains are not lame. Amazing. They're one of the
Trains are
greatest
awesome.
forms of.
Yeah,
They're one of the
trains are
greatest-
how issue 1 of BOW started.
We'd have a lot better public transportation with more trains, but and especially cross country trains. But unfortunately, the automobile industry, I think it was the automobile industry, lobbied to like prevent that from happening. Like I've been on a bullet train in France where I was able to cross the country in like 2 hours.
Yep. Heck, I've been on trains in Japan and they're great.
It levitates bullet trains from Tokyo to Osaka.
Yes.
Jesse
Levitates
Springer, one of the
smooth.
one of the Ghost Riders is a Sorcerer Supreme.
Nice.
Neat. I don't know that much about Ghost. Okay, Ghost Rider is one of those things about Marvel that I have barely any information on.
Well, you see, it's Nicolas Cage.
Because I tried reading a few Johnny Blaze comics back when I was younger, and I didn't like
Unfortunately, there's no
them.
train to get me. Well, could this train get me closer to Ansburg? And try. All right, little diversion to hopefully get us there faster, because we only have about 20 minutes left, and I'd like to do one story mission.
So somebody has a question that's not a super chat, but would you ever review Dr. Seuss if you were a Patreon for it?
Yeah, sure. It's a weird request, but I see no reason why I wouldn't honor it.
Oh. Dr. Seuss is great.
So back when I was a lot more right-wing in high school, I think I've told the story before, I was on speech team. And my speech was, there's various categories in speech team, like improv speeches, extemporaneous speaking, that kind of thing. And in my case, I did like a creative expression, which in my case, I did a parody of the Lorax, where basically, because I was in my full-on conservative mode, so I was like, oh, big corporations are good. So like, I was doing it from the perspective of, what if the Lorax was an environmental terrorist?
I mean, the clever thing about the book is that, like, you can understand both sides of the argument. Like, the Onceler's like, well, I'm not wasting the trees. I'm making them into things people need.
Yeah, but he's
and
not
the Lorax is
renewing
like,
them,
yeah,
is
but
the
then we don't
problem.
have trees.
It's the reason why the movie is such a disappointment, because it gives a actual villain.
Well, the movie's supposed to be, like, 15 minutes long.
The original animated Lorax show is literally my favorite Dr. Seuss thing ever.
So yeah, it would be
I
weird.
think
It'd be
I
weird if someone
saw-
like requests me to do the Lorax. They'd be like, I have to bring this up and like bring up some of my favorite rhymes from that speech. I've said this before. My favorite rhyme I ever wrote for that speech was he corrupted the workers, causing a great schism, telling them to revolt and spread communism.
Nice. I think my favorite, the Lorax interpretation is Princess Mononoke.
There you go.
To be fair, it really is like the Lorax.
With a lot more giant wolves and raw meat eating.
Yeah, with a bow and arrow that takes your fucking arm off with one shot.
More guns too.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Instead of cutting down trees, it was like iron working.
Yep.
Yeah. The ironworking was poisoning the forest and the river and everything.
There's no problem with industry. There's no problem with corporation. Well, there's plenty of problems with corporation, but still. But the point is, the problem, especially with these things, is no one wants to renew. If they were working to actually renew the resources that they were taking away, there'd be less of a problem. But of course, they don't think that far ahead. They don't care because well, when I'm done exploiting this, I'm going to exploit something else.
And Seth makes a good point of like the Onceler's argument in the book. Like, are you telling me to lay off my hundreds of employees and let their families starve? Like, that's why the book ends with ambiguity. It's like, you, the reader, you figure this shit out.
The answer is, if you're going to do something like that, for every one that you cut down, plant two.
Trees are one of the best resources we have because they're renewable.
Yes.
Oh, God,
The easiest thing to do is for every one that you cut down, you plant more than you cut down.
And yeah, Benjamin Hall, don't forget the leprosy. Yeah, in Princess Mononoke. Yeah, the iron worker is like killing the environment, but she's not a bad person per se, and she needs those bullets, and she's taking care of lepers.
Yep. She's basically created a functional society that's away from the people that are actually kind of worse.
Yeah.
But it's just harming the environment as she does that. It's basically, there's two sides that are, neither of which are in the wrong, and then there's this third side that's kind of, well, assholes.
What the fuck? I was hunting a ghost train!
What is your problem? What is your problem, partner? You don't look so good.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing wrong with me. I'm fit as a fiddle.
And not inside you ain't.
I'm just a realist, friend.
Megan Timmy Tommy, the idea of a conservative Lewis frightens me.
On what if
We dealt with the rat.
Pinkerton show up.
You already dealt with that one lady last time who admitted that she was the one who ratted us out.
Classic Watcher. Did the ghost train follow you? Damn it.
But who else? Maybe we pushed things too hard. Maybe time for folks like us is past. We don't need a rat. We got sloppier than the town drunk, and they know who we are and where we are and what we're doing.
Way I see it, best thing we can do is let the week go. Move on, get our money, start over.
That ain't happening. Well, something's gotta happen.
Just shoots him down.
Otherwise,
Well, yeah, because we're not going to abandon all our people.
they've got us
But I do love how, like, this is my moment. This is my big plan moment. That ain't happening.
Shall we, Dutch?
Yeah, it's time to go. Let's head to the river. Oh, leave Cornwall alone. He ain't. We need money, but revenge now?
Of course it's for money.
Come on, Arthur. This better not be no stupid revenge mission, Dutch. It ain't worth it.
Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, Arthur, it's just a simple social call.
Dutch.
People are morons. I'm assuming I can't save right here. Just Oh no! Actually, that was a load. I thought. Yeah. Okay. Simple. Not a revenge mission.
It's totally a revenge mission.
He has been hunting us since Valentine. He is the reason that Hosea got killed. His sugar business is destroying the people of Guarma. This town, Arthur, is his town. He bought it just to destroy these.
Dutch has gone crazy.
His oil, his law. These are wrongs that you can't right, Dutch. We're wanted men. So why did you go for John?
We're just ordinary men.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to hang. Neither did I.
We're gonna cut a deal, Arthur.
What are you talking about? We want out, and Cornwall wants us to stop robbing him, and we all know his money is what.
So much fog.
On our tail.
Like we're in Silent Hill.
America,
He's America, Arthur.
and I want out.
That's a good line.
He won't let us go. Say making a lot of sense, Dutch. It will.
Ugh.
son.
Dutch. I am the Netherlands.
Deal, some noise, and then we're gone. Cornwall's boat is due in soon. Let's get down here behind these crates. Arthur, I said get yourself hidden.
I'm hidden.
No. Press key to hide. Oh. You probably do need to press a button to, like, latch onto the wall.
1 second, found me a cigarette card.
Far more importantly.
Blow our cover. Where are you going?
Which crate do you want me to hide behind?
You just stand right here and press button to,
There we
like,
go.
take cover. Yeah, there we go.
Arthur, get behind something before you're spotted.
A cutscene just started up. Clearly, I'm hidden.
I want to thank you for your hospitality, Mr. Cornwall.
This was a business meeting, Mr. Milton. We are not friends. I have spent a considerable fortune with your agency, and still nothing. This Vanderlyn robs me and laughs at me. I ask
That's
for
not
the
a fog
best.
cloud.
I
Snoop
pay
Dogg and
for
Kevin
the
Smith
best.
are in
You are
town.
very close, Mr. Cornwall. I know you've heard this before.
Chance, sir. Send a telegram to Goldberg in New York. Tell him I won't borrow it more than 3.2%. Sorry, no, I have heard it before. And get that army man to pay his portage charge.
Yes, sir. We are doing all we can within the confines of the law.
The law? I think we both know what you can do with your law. Find me Dutch Vanderlyn. Bring him here. And leave the laws to them as need them. Good day, sir.
Come along, Mr. Ross.
Good day,
We have
sir.
work to do. Mr.
We could go and kill him right now. We
Mr.
go and
I
kill
know.
Pinkertons right now.
What's all this about strikes? I bought into this mine because of mismanagement, and I intend to make it a success no matter what the cost.
It's the wages. Folk feel
Folk
that you...
feel? Business doesn't give two figs about feelings, sir, not two figs. It's a nonsense that will bring a plague on both our houses, sir.
Perhaps there is a
Ooh,
plague
Sweet
on your
Romeo and
house
Juliet
already,
reference.
Mr. Cornwall.
What do you want, sir?
I'm not quite sure just yet.
Your impudence will be your undoing, sir.
I'm undone already. Even my best friend here, he thinks I'm crazy. And like this poor fellow you are talking to, my feelings are hurt.
You robbed me, sir.
And you robbed him. Funny world.
You show a criminal's grasp of sophistry, sir. I did no such thing.
You kill. I kill. You rob. I rob. Only difference I can see is I choose whom I kill and rob, and you destroy everything in your path.
I've heard just about enough.
I'll tell you what. You give me this ship, $10,000, and safe passage out of here, I'll let you live.
What?
I'll do no such thing.
You sure? Good. I prefer it this way.
Wow, that's it. He just does it.
We just shoot a robber baron in the chest.
Yup.
You know, I will give credit where it's due. That guy said "sir" a lot.
Give me a second, I got some looting to do. Well, we got the boat now.
Yeah.
And however much money. I don't know if he had $10,000 on them, but you could take whatever you could find.
I'm gonna loot him. Yeah. There we go. I was worried it would let me on the boat.
It seems the negotiations have broken down.
It seems
What?
Dutch
Did Dutch
just
die? What
died.
happened there?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Dutch has died.
Dutch
Okay.
died.
How is that your problem?
Yeah, really. All right, because it creates a time paradox.
I mean, it is, but like in the context of this game. And yes, I have a saying, like, yeah, like the Pinkertons are still like right here. Like, what are you doing?
Shoot. I'm hitting the button.
Damn.
Well, his head just went away.
Looting.
But thou must keep Dutch alive. Pain in the ass.
Dutch, stop running so we can start looting.
What game was that? Like, but thou must. What was that?
You have to ask Bayless or Dina. I know they've done it before.
It's such a pain. Like, it's one of those non-choices. Like, do you want to do it? Yes or no? And you say no. But thou must. Like, where's...
Gotta do everything myself around here.
Dragon Quest. It was Dragon Quest. You could say no, and then, but thou must. Yeah, and chat's doing it now. Dragon Warrior. Yeah, it was known as in the States as Dragon Warrior.
To be fair, you could also choose to side with the Dragon Lord at the end of the game.
Yeah, but like we're talking about some basic like you must do this to complete the game quest. Why is it even an option for you? And if you say no, it's like but thou must.
Yeah, that's
You keep
actually
saying
towards the beginning of the game where the king asks you to go and do the thing. You can say no.
yeah, it's like oh come on.
If you're not gonna
What
give
the
it, if
what?
it's not a real choice, don't give us the illusion of choice.
And then
Yeah,
you
like
can
there's,
get the
there's
alternate.
literally no need for it.
You actually get an alternate ending for the game if you choose to side with the Dragon Lord at the end, where it says, "Do you want to? Would you rather fight and kill me, or I can give you half the world?" You get a
Yep.
game over if you choose to take half the world.
You
Paper
guys are
Mario Thousand Year Door does a very similar thing, and I
God
couldn't
damn
believe
it.
it when I saw it. Gosh, you freaking dork.
In this case, though, I couldn't figure out where the hell they were. Retry checkpoint.
And Fruity Groovy says, every time a character in this game dies it isn't supposed to, Doc Brown appears and says, Arthur, stop! You're creating a major paradox! And then fixes the timeline. And then, yes, AF said what I was going to say, which is, yeah, Colonel Campbell does that. You've created a time paradox.
You created a time paradox.
That was the most mind-bending thing when we first saw that when we were, like, in our teens.
Looting? I ain't getting away with this without doing some looting.
Does this mean the Pinkerton contract is null and void? Good question, because you know the Pinkertons are still going to chase you down, but, like, realistically, they're no longer being paid to do that, so, like, they just go home.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were them, I probably would. I'd be like, well, we ain't getting paid.
The fact that they're still fighting in order to try and take you down when they're gonna not get paid anymore is...
Yeah, maybe they were paid in advance and are operating on principle. I think he did say, I paid you and nothing has happened.
Yeah. But still, the guy that hired you to do it's already dead. What's the point in continuing the job?
Yeah, right?
Just take the money and go.
Give me a second. Just gotta find something real quick to shout out.
Unfortunately, you have to make sure Micah also doesn't die because he's a flawed character.
Oh god, health tonic.
You know, we could have, instead of going this way and, you know, fighting our way through all the Pinkertons, there was a perfectly fine boat we could have taken.
Damn.
God damn.
Vicious.
Like, imagine us, instead of going through and fighting all these Pinkertons, we just hopped on the boat and...
Free the horses, return to the gang, it said. Oh, well, there's the gang. Yeah, free the horses.
Let's go.
Oh, okay, or he could free the horses.
Or you can just let me go back and get Mr. Redemption.
Lost your minds. Oh, I felt a lot of guilt in this life, Arthur. I've killed too often and poorly, but not this time, son.
That's great.
All right, let's head for the hills, boys. They're trying to block us off. Go right.
Nice shot.
I think they got him, actually.
Sam makes an interesting point. The Pinkertons might be more incentivized because now their income is gone, so they'll need results to get more money.
Although I will say this, you made a really big mistake in killing one of the robber barons.
Yeah, this is gonna have, like, political consequences.
Yep.
Brutal.
Yeah, the problem is I can't see anything on the up top.
Yeah.
Well, all in all, 100% successful trip.
You didn't get your $10,000, but Cornwall is dead.
We all okay?
I call that a success.
Interesting social call.
Oh, don't play dumb and superior at the same time, Morgan. We all knew, sooner or later, Cornwall had to go.
Let me see them papers. It's more attention we don't need. Feels like the whole world's closing in on us. Dutch, won't be long before they find where we're hiding out now. Especially as we ain't exactly hiding out. We just need a distraction. Buy us some time. It looks like Mr. Cornwall's company has signed a railroad contract with the army. And they're also
yeah, you're
moving
screwed.
dynamite down from
Yeah, the chat did mention, instead of the robber barons funding Pinkertons, it'll probably be the U.S. government. I believe it was the U.S. government that was the primary antagonist in Red Dead 1.
Maybe there's a way to get them off our back. can get the money that we need.
My beard
Mike,
grew between
look into this
cutscenes.
dynamite. Take Bill, I guess, Arthur. You go too. We are gonna need a lot of it. And Mike, we need to talk. Figure out some things.
Of course, boss.
Figure out what?
The plan. Getting out.
We are super mega screwed.
Nothing's changed.
It hasn't, huh?
There's an old house west of Van Horn. Meet me there when you can, Black Lung.
Let's split up.
Oh,
Meet up
brutal.
back at camp. Yeah.
This is crazy.
I get my proper horseback concern it.
Yeah, right. Well done. Joined a social call. That's fantastic. You certainly did that. Well, you killed the robber baron, and as the chat has already indicated, yeah, I see this as a win.
Yep.
All in all, a 100% successful trip.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and Alex has that Family Guy joke. We tried to rob this guy, but the army won't let me go. Yeah, him what army? The U.S. Army.
All right, I'm saving here. Just a social call.
And yeah, we noticed this in the cutscene. Dutch is shutting Arthur out of his plans in favor of Micah. That sucks.
That is such an idiot move to make. Like, even if you're not liking Arthur, don't put Mika in a position to plan things when he's proven himself repeatedly to be a screw-up.
Yes, but he's also proven himself to be a bootlicker.
That's the whole thing. Like, yes, boss is like his entire personality.
Clown Car Gaming, I'm not very familiar with your channel, but I saw your Winter of '83 series, and I loved it. It is a big inspiration for a series I'm working on. Thank you so much, and I'm glad you enjoyed Winter of '83. I have some other projects like that down the road. Unfortunately, there's like a long way off because my regular thing is I usually review terrible comic books and talk about Power Rangers. And on Saturdays and Sundays, sometime, depending on which day of the week it is, I do game streaming. So thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it, and hope you stick around to watch some other stuff I do, which is usually comedy. Otherwise, I think we're going to call it a night here. I need to go get some food in me, and I need to get back to work on the Dark Claw #1 review. The sad part is Mika is only a recent recruit into the gang, and ours has been there from the beginning. Yeah, I get why he'd shut out Arthur, but putting Mika in is just a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I can see why he's doing it. It's because literally Mika's a bootlicker.
All right, I want to thank my guests, Eliza.
It's always great being here.
And Lotus Prince.
Yeah, thank you. And tomorrow, my Elden Ring Let's Play finally concludes, and it's going to have a whole lot of stuff for you to see. And tomorrow night, I'll be streaming the conclusion of Suikoden 4.
Nice. Captain Adventure 1983, not much to say, but here's some McDonald's money. Thank you so much. And, yeah, on Thursday, we should be, assuming nothing else happens, a soul lock of Pokemon Omega Red and Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, with Mistress Doom. Check her out if you haven't had a chance yet. She's a VTuber, has been doing these fun breakdowns of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds episodes. Otherwise, have a good rest of the evening. Keep a lookout for the Dark Claw #1 review.